I did it. I wrote the first part of 9 for my book. So I don't sound super enthusiastic because I'm not. So it's one of those things where it's kind of hard to maintain your hope for the future when it's not really working and you're like, you know, which one am I gonna get the most payback from? Because like, it's one thing, again, I don't know, I feel like it's, okay, this is a rambly video, if you can't already tell. But I feel like there's like 2 camps into authorhood. One is where you need it to be like your job, like it pays your bills. And then you write as a hobby. And it's just like a hobby thing that you do. You might work on it like, you know, a little bit in the evenings or like maybe on the weekends. But like, it's not the thing that you're needing to pay your bills with. It's just a fun thing that you do. And I would love for it to be the bill payer, but I honestly kind of thought at this point, having 9 books published, I would be getting regular sales at this point. And when I say regular, I mean like at least like $100 a month would be cool. But no, that's not a thing at all. And I think this fact is just really hindering my wanting of writing more, because it's just the reality of like every time I go to even think about trying to write, it's like, well, what's the point? And I realize you shouldn't write just for the money, but also I have done this 9 times now and it doesn't feel really as worth it. Like, I'm sure I will get over this slump that I am in, but like just trying to get these first 5 chapters, like, I don't know, it's the thing of like, my book has been out for like almost, well, it's been a week and a couple days, so like 10 days it's been out, and I've sold one copy. And it's like, okay. And I sold 1 of the first book in the series, because it's my witchcraft training series, and this is the 3rd and final one. So I kind of had to keep that in mind of like, you know, Cycles of the Moon, it's the 3rd book in a series. That's pretty hard. And that's one of the things of like, with the Cozy Mystery series, is not labeling it very openly of if it's a first book or not, and you write them where you can just jump in whenever, and if you want to go in order you can. I think that's the marketing trick, and I'm having a hard time. Like, it's just one of those things of like, is it worth all of the effort? And again, it's one of those where it's like, yeah, you do it for fun, but also like, I have things that I want to be saving for, and they're a lot of money. Like, I would like to be a mom within this next decade of my life, and I have to pay for a surrogate. That is not cheap. And before you're like, oh, but just adapt. It's also hella expensive, first of all. Second of all, don't ever say that to people. And thirdly, it's still expensive. Like, adoptions, like, typically, at least, you're looking at like roughly $50,000. That's a lot of money that you have to basically have cash and just be like, ta-da. And then all of the things to prove that you're worthy. And then for surrogacy, it is so much money. And so, like, I don't know. I think the money stress of that is making me just, like, when I see 2 book sales in a month, you're like, oh my God. Like, my husband makes more in 1 hour at his job than I have made in 3 weeks this month. Like, one hour, 3 weeks. And so it kind of hurts your soul a lot. And it's like, it's really hard to find that hope, to find that motivation to be like, it'll work. And I'm like, a part of me hopes that rapid releasing is the thing of like, if I get another one out and another one and another one and another one, that'll be the thing. And it's like, maybe, and maybe it won't. And like, do I need to market this channel more for writing fiction and my other channel for also including a little bit on my writing for witchcraft. Because in the past, I have announced of like, hey, I'm starting on this project. It's the next one coming out. Hey, I did the first draft. Hey, I'm moving on to edits. And like little hints that it's coming up. And I'm like, is that the marketing I need to do? I don't know. And, it's just, I'm very into the, like, marketing brain right now, and it's so hard to be at the beginning stages of such a big project. And like my other one, I've changed it like multiple times now, and I just don't know what I want to do with it. And I know that it's like a panicky kind of cash grab vibe of like, well, if I do it this way, I think that's gonna be the thing that sells. And it's like, I can tell when my writing is authentic. Like my cozy mystery, I outlined it in a very authentic, I'm just happy to be a writer, I'm excited to just have fun with the story vibe. And this other one is like, I need to make money. How am I going to make money? This is the thing. Okay, if I do this, and just a very frantic energy, that is not, I don't want to work on it. And it's not a project I really care about, and I'm almost ready to just scrap it because it's like, I just don't want to at all. Like, it's one that it's like, I don't know, I guess it would be fine, but I just don't feel like working on it. It's not a project I really care about. And so I'm just in this like struggle bus situation, and I'm like, the month is almost over and I really need to be like halfway through a book by the end of the month to publish in February. And I do have one project that is one I kind of have planned to go with the witchcraft training series. That's kind of a separate thing, but kind of not, and it'll be really easy to get it published. So that's kind of my backup project to make sure I can get things done in time. But I'm trying to find like the joy and the like, woo, for writing, and I'm just like, I just don't know. Like, I always kind of assumed that like my fiction work would sell, and it really hasn't. Like, again, I sell maybe a couple, and that's it. And I just don't know if it, like, is it gonna happen? And the only way I'm gonna know is if I actually do it. And it just sucks. And so I don't know. I'm sure I will get over this, like, weird hurdle that I'm stuck at of just this, like, but it's not making money, and I want it to be making money, because, again, trying to do this as a job. And as much as it's lovely to be like, oh, I just do it for funsies, like, I have bills. There's no way I can do the content that I'm doing if I have a regular job. There's just not enough hours in the day. And also, there's no career that I could go into at this point to, again, afford the life course I'm wanting. And, like, I don't want to anyways. I want to do what I'm doing. I just would like to, pay bills with it and not, again, have my husband make more in 1 hour. And it's not like he has a very high paying job anyways, by the way. Like, I have under $20 that I'm waiting to get from Amazon that's gonna take like a month or two. And like, that was the other thing, is it's like, is it just the platform? Is it a platform thing? Because like, when you try to search my stuff, it doesn't pull. It is so hard for it to pull up, and I refuse to pay for the stupid freaking algorithm to bother to show the thing. And so it's like, I've also decided because my husband has one day of like the regular day of the week off, and so on that day, every week for a while, me and him, because I need him to be like my moral support buddy, because like, I don't know why it overwhelms me so much, but it does. And he is a calming person. So I'm like, hey honey, can you just like almost body double? Just chill next to me, please. And basically what I want to do is have me and him sit down, figure out Barnes & Noble Press, and get some of my books listed there. My first fiction series, I'm not going to waste my time. I haven't sold any copies. I think I sold one randomly of my first book like once in like 10 years. So not really worth it. And so I haven't sold any of the second or the third, so I'm not gonna waste my time. And like my other two fiction, I'm not even sure I'm gonna move those over either, because again, they haven't sold. They sold for like a month, and that was it. Like the month of release, That was it. So it, you know, it's been over a year for one, and I haven't sold any since. And the other one, I sold right in the month, and that was it. And so I'm not really sure I'm gonna push those ones, but my witchcraft ones that are, well, the two kind of sell. The Death Journey kind of sells. It fluctuates. Sometimes I'll get a sale every month or 3. And then for Path of a Witch, usually at least once every month, every other month or so-ish, I sell a copy. And so it's like, okay, I guess I'll stick with that, maybe, and move those over. And like turning the wheel, if I could sell a copy, would be awesome. If I could sell a copy of Cycles of the Moon, would also be awesome. So I'm moving those over to have the option at Barnes & Noble Press, which is a whole process because I'm gonna have to get copies of it. And it's a whole fun thing. So needless to say, I'm having a hard time obviously trying to motivate myself to write, where it's like, should I be spending hours trying to work on this project, or should I spend hours reading books, just hauled these ones today, and working towards getting monetized on YouTube? I'm like this close on my other channel, 1 to 2, because it fluctuates every day now between 1 and 2 hours from getting monetized. Literally 3,998.99 watch hours out of 4,000. Right there. And it's just been fluctuating back and forth, but it never goes just over. Just get there. It just doesn't. And so it's like, should I spend a couple hours writing a few chapters in this book that maybe I'll sell a single copy, or where I'm watching my views and I have one video that's like, I think it's at least 15,000 views now, which is like not the one I expected to just be the one video that everyone watches every single day. I get like 100 views on it a day. I don't get paid for it, but it gets views. And you know, I have others that are 500, 700. It takes time. They slowly build. I have like an initial like little teeny tiny chunk, and then they build. And so it's like, do I want to focus more on that? And then just write when I feel like it. But then also then I'm like, but I want that feeling of being an author. I want that. I don't feel like an author till I'm actually paying bills and like really getting any feedback, because my author life is mostly just me and the people who read through it before I hit publish, and that's it. Like, my last couple books haven't gotten any reviews really. I have no idea. I have no feedback at all. And I don't know, it's just a very alienating experience of like, you try so hard and then you get nothing back. And you try really hard and then you get nothing back. And you do that 7 times in a row. Eventually you kind of are like, why do I keep trying? Like, again, I know that I'm in a dark place. I know that it's like, I've just hit the wall of despair. I know that. And I know I can get over it eventually. And I just have to like force myself like a chapter a day, just slowly creep it forward. So I don't know how frequently I will be talking about books at the current time, because I don't know how fast I'm going to write it. I would like to keep my goal of at least publishing 12 this year. Maybe I'll get up to the 18 like I would hope. But like, I don't know. I'm having a really hard time finding the motivation to do it, because like, again, it's just not happening. And like, I know that I want to get ahead on my content on my other channel anyway, so it's like, instead of taking hours to write 3 chapters, I could take hours and read multiple books and get that up and scheduled ahead, versus just slowly chiseling at this big mountain that may or may not have any feedback. Which, I mean, I kind of have that on the channel too. I don't get comments very often. Anyways, that's where I'm at. So thank you for the like 5 people who tune in and watch my content. Thank you. And yeah, if you want to check out my other stuff, linked below. And if you want to read my books, that'd be cool. And yeah, till next time. See ya.